We acknowledge the Dadaroa and Wairuru people as the traditional custodians of the land where our school stands. We pay our respects to elders, past, present, and emerging. We welcome and honour all First Nations families who are part of our Catholic College Wodonga community. We recognise the deep connections First Nations people have to this land and their ongoing care for it over many generations. As a Catholic community, we walk together in respect, reconciliation, and hope, committed to justice, dignity, and unity for all. We welcome and thank you for joining us to go through this important information session about your child's senior secondary options. My name is Naomi Watty and I'm the Year 9-10 Careers Specialist. As your children approach the end of Year 10, they're about to make some significant decisions about their final 2 years of schooling. Today we'll be exploring 2 pathways available to them, the Victorian Certificate of Education and the Victorian Certificate of Education Vocational Major, VCE VM. In this presentation, we'll cover the structure of both programs, how they differ, assessment methods, university and career pathways, and most importantly, how to help your child choose the right path for their future goals and interests. VCE contacts. The Year 11 Senior School team, Sandy McCoy, does all things pathways and careers during the senior school. Damien Morrison, the VCE VM coordinator, and Megan, who is our VAS coordinator. We also have Dave Cooper, our Senior Schools Learning Diverse Coordinator, who looks after personal learning plans and VCE special provision applications for assessment and coursework. Sarah Cox and Logan Haywood, your current Year 11 leaders. Tonight we'll be using a lot of acronyms, so we'll just expand on a few. VCE, Victorian Certificate of Education, VCE VM, Victorian Certificate of Education Vocational Major, VET, Vocational Education and Training, VCAA, Victorian Curriculum and Assessment Authority, the VCE's governing body, VTAC, Victorian Tertiary Admission Centre, and ATAR, Australian Tertiary Admissions Rank. So let's start with the VCE, which most of you are probably familiar with. The VCE is Victoria's Senior Secondary Certificate, designed primarily for students planning to pursue university studies. It's a 2-year program spanning Year 11 and 12, though some students may have begun their VCE subjects in Year 10 as an advancement. In Year 11, we do Units 1 and 2, they're a semester long each, and in Year 12, we do Units 3 and 4. To satisfactorily complete VCE over the 2 years, students must complete. The VCE consists of units of study, with most subjects having 4 units spread across the 2 years, each a semester long. Students typically study 5 to 6 subjects, completing in total 20 to 24 units over the 2 years. To receive their VCE certificate, students must successfully complete at least 16 units, including 3 units of English and 3 sequences of units from other subjects. Year 12 course makes up 9 out of the 16 units, and a sequence is made up of a Unit 3 and a 4 in one subject area. The 16 units can include units from vocational education and training subjects also. At Catholic College, it is also compulsory to complete 2 units of religious education in Year 11. The Year 11 VCE structure. Choose a VCE English, Literature, English Language, or a Standard English. Study a religious education subjects. Your choice of another 4 electives, which can be VCE subjects or VET subjects. Satisfactory completion of Year 11, 2 levels of assessment. For Year 11, S&N results are based on subjects' key knowledge and key skills, demonstrated through school-assessed coursework and are reported to the VCAA. Students must achieve a satisfactory result for each outcome in each unit for an S to be awarded. While S&N results are what is recorded, results from the assessment task can be used to apply for early entry into university at the start of Year 12. The second element of passing Year 11 is maintaining at least 80% attendance in VCE. It's important because regular class participation helps students stay on top of their coursework, understand key concepts, prepare effectively for assessments, and meet the minimum requirements set by Catholic College Wodonga and the VCE for successful course completion. Medical certificates are required for absence where assessments are scheduled and missed. It is important to keep planned absences to a minimum. Keep this in mind when planning family holidays inside the school term. We're just going to briefly touch on Year 12. VCE assessment combines school-based coursework with external examinations. Throughout Year 12, students complete school-assessed coursework, SACs, and school-assessed tasks, SATs, which contribute to their final study scores. In October and November of Year 12, students sit external examination for most subjects. Study scores for each subject are out of 50. The Australian Tertiary Admission Rank, or ATAR, is calculated from the student's best 4 scaled study scores, including at least one English subject. The ATAR ranges from below 30 to 99.95 and is used for university entrance. It's important to understand that the ATAR ranking is not scored out of 100. VCE assessments include regular SACs and SATs throughout the 2 years, culminating in high-stakes external examinations in Year 12. This requires strong time management, exam techniques, and the ability to perform under pressure. Now let's discuss the VCE Vocational Major, which was introduced in 2023, replacing the former VCAL program. The VCE VM is a Year 12 alternative VCE certificate. VCE VM is designed for students who prefer hands-on learning and want to focus on practical skills and real-world applications. It's particularly suitable for students planning to enter the workforce, pursue apprenticeships, or continue to TAFE after Year 12. The vocational major, VCE VM, is often misunderstood as a less academic or easier alternative to the traditional VCE. This is not the case. While it takes a more applied learning and hands-on approach, it is still a structured and rigorous program. The VCE VM includes practical subjects and VET, vocational education and training component, but is not entirely practical. There are still academic expectations and students can fail if they do not meet the requirements. VCE VM is designed for students who thrive in real-world learning environments and do not need an ATAR for their future career path. Many parents worry that a VCE VM is a lesser qualification, but in reality it develops valuable vocation and employability skills that are highly regarded by employers. Some also fear it may limit future opportunities, but VCE VM students can still access universities through alternate pathways. Ultimately, the most important factor is choosing the program that best suits your child's strengths, interests, learning styles, and career goals. Throughout the 2 years, everyone will complete Units 1 to 4 in Literacy or a VCE English, Units 1 to 4 in Numeracy or a VCE Math, Units 1 to 4 in Work-Related Skills, focus on employability skills, workplace communication and understanding work environments, Units 1 to 4 Personal Development Skills, help students develop confidence, resilience and life skills. Religious education is also integrated into Units 1 and 2. Units 1 to 4 VET, Vocational Education and Training, provides hands-on training in specific industry areas and 180 hours is required as part of the VM. Units, your last subject can be either another VET subject or a VCE subject of interest to the student. VCE VM assessment is competency-based. Focus on whether students can demonstrate required skills and knowledge. There are no external examinations. Instead, students complete practical projects, workplace assessments, and portfolio work that show their learning journey and skills through development. Satisfactory completion of VCE Vocational Major is similar to the VCE in the fact it needs 16 units, which include 3 VCE VM Literacy or VCE English units, 2 VCE VM Numeracy or VCE Math units, 2 VCE VM Work-Related Skills units, 2 VCE VM Personal Development Skill units, 2 VET credits at a Certificate 2 level or above with 180 nominal hours, as well as 3 units of a 3-4 sequence other than English. Assessments in VCE VM are standards-based, formative assessments, they have due dates, and it is also a non-scored VCE. As part of the work skills subject, students participate in workplace learning or work experience, which offers an exciting opportunity for students to integrate and apply the skills and knowledge they acquire in work-related skills and their VET subjects in a real-world setting. At Catholic College Wodonga, workplace learning is a compulsory part of the VCE VM program, and all students are expected to participate fully. Workplace learning can be up to 10 days each term, with 5 days pre-scheduled each term for students. The pre-scheduled dates will be sent out at the start of the year. Let's look at a VCE and VCE VM comparison. On the left, the VCE. This pathway is generally suited to students who enjoy academic learning across a range of subjects and are considering direct entry into university after Year 12. Students completing VCE study 6 subjects in Year 11, including English and a Unit 1-2 religion, along with 4 elective subjects of their choice. Throughout Year 11 and 12, students complete school-assessed coursework and examinations which contribute to study scores. These study scores are then used to calculate an ATAR, which is the ranking used for many university admissions. While there are many pathways to university, VCE is typically the most direct pathway for students seeking immediate university entry after Year 12. On the right-hand side is the Victorian Certificate of Education Vocational major. This pathway is designed for students who prefer a more applied, practical style of learning and who are interested in building employability skills, workplace experience and vocational qualifications alongside their senior secondary studies. Unlike VCE, VCE VM is typically unscored, meaning students do not receive a study score or an ATAR. However, university remains an option through a range of alternate pathways such as TAFE to university programs, diploma pathways and other tertiary entry programs. Students undertaking VCE VM complete 5 compulsory subjects: literacy, numeracy, work-related skills, personal development, and a VET qualification. In addition, students complete 1 elective that aligns with their interests and future goals. It is important to remember that neither pathway is easier than the other. Both VCE and VCE VM are rigorous senior secondary certificates with clear requirements, assessment tasks, and study designs. The best pathway is the one that matches a student's learning style, strengths, interests, and future aspirations. Generally speaking, if your young person is yet to decide on a career pathway, choose VCE and continue with maths. This keeps your options open. VCE opens doors to all career paths, but particularly those requiring university qualifications such as medicine, law, engineering, teaching, and many others. The broad academic foundation also provides flexibility for students who haven't yet decided on their career direction. VCE VM is excellent for students who know they want to work in a specific industry like trades, hospitality, business, community services, or creative industries. It provides direct pathways to apprenticeships and traineeships, and graduates often have industry connections and practical experience that employers value. How to help your child choose? The decision between VCE and VCE VM should be based on your child's learning style, career goals, and personal preferences. Consider whether they learn better through theoretical study or hands-on experience. Think about their post-school goals and whether they're drawn to university study or prefer to enter the workforce or pursue vocational training. It is important to have open conversations with your child about their interests and aspirations. Meet with careers advisors and subject teachers who can provide insight into your child's strengths and preferences. Remember that both pathways are equally valid and can lead to a successful career. At Catholic College Wodonga, we hold high expectations for all of our senior students, no matter which VCE pathway they pursue. Success in Year 11 and 12 is not just about academic achievement, it's about attitude, effort, and personal growth. At CCW, we expect respectful behaviour at all times, active engagement in class, coursework and homework, clear communication with teachers and families. We understand that Year 11 and 12 can be challenging. That's why we focus on building persistence and a growth mindset. Embracing the fact that learning can sometimes be difficult, repetitive, or unexciting, we encourage students to see the long-term value and reward of consistent effort. Subject changes can be difficult due to the structure of VCE. We encourage students to give each subject a genuine effort, especially when things are tough. as this builds confidence and capability over time. Choosing your subjects, do's and don'ts. Do. Think about your interests. Read up on subjects. Talk to the teachers and look at the study designs. Think about your desired pathway and what subjects help. Look at university courses and see if there's any prerequisite requirements for that course. Don't choose subjects solely because you think they'll get you a good ATAR or will scale well. Unless you're very good at that subject, you'll get a better study score in something you like and enjoy. Also, don't choose subjects based on what your friends are choosing or for a teacher you think might be teaching that subject. You can get subject information on the Compass portal. Click on the star icon at the top of the page. Under Subject Selections, Senior School, Year 11, and each of the subject options is in the subject learning areas. It's also advised to look at the matching subjects in Year 12 under that tab as the subjects run over 2 years. Subject Teachers is another spot for information. Chat to the teachers you've had during Year 9 and 10 in subjects that you enjoyed for advice on how that subject evolves into a VCE or VET subject. Your English and Math teachers can also help you decide which English or Math classes are suitable for you. You can make a time to meet with the careers team, Naomi Watty, the Year 9-10 Careers Specialist, or Damien Morrison for VCE VM, VET Subject Information, the VDSS program, or school-based apprenticeships. You can email through any questions to either myself, Naomi Watty, or Damien Morrison as an alternative to a meeting. The Subject and Careers Expo next term is also a great opportunity to ask subject leaders specific questions you may have. We also have some new exciting subject options for 2027. The VDSS Vocational Education and Training Program in schools is a nationally accredited training Certificate 2 or Certificate 3 level courses which count towards the VCE studies. On top of training at workplaces or structured workplace learning, it is an important part of the delivery for many of the courses. Think of VET classes as another subject which can be chosen as part of your VCE program in either VCE or VCE VM, which go towards an additional certificate. Note, it's a VCE VM students need to choose one VET subject as part of their course. We have VET subjects run at Catholic College Wodonga, but are excited to have additional VET courses available through the VDSS program from 2027. These courses, if students are accepted, will be run 1 day a week at Wodonga TAFE. They are all non-scored options, but do contribute to the VCE units and have a nominal amount towards ATAR if completed. If you're interested, these require an application. Please speak to Naomi Watty or Damien Morrison to see if they align with your VCE course and future career pathway. Save the date for our Careers and Subject Expos. Come and speak to our subject teachers, universities, other educational providers, apprenticeship providers, Defence Force Police, CFA and many others. We're having over 60 attendees. It is run at school on Wednesday the 22nd of July from 4 p.m. to 5:45 p.m. In the Arts Centre. In your invitations to this session tonight was an attachment for the VCAA, VCE and VCE VM guide. We've sent out hard copies home with your students in PLE class this week. Use the holidays to start the conversation. Do some research on university subject prerequisites for courses if applicable, subject website, get your questions ready for the Expo night. Book a meeting early next term with Naomi Watty if required, and a summary of all the VCE information is inside the Where To Now guide. So it's a great thing to keep on the dining table and start that conversation in the coming weeks. Thank you for attending tonight's session. We will be sending out a recording for future reference, and inside that we'll also put some answers to some of the common questions that were asked during this evening's presentation. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to contact the school. Thank you.